What's going on, everyone? In typical Niantic fashion, they dropped the news bomb the day after we record. Latios and Latias are our new legendary raid bosses. They are available now. Make sure you listen next week for full details and Battle Party segment on Latios. Other than that, let's get into the show. What's going on, Pokemon Go trainers? This is episode 25 of Lured Up. I'm one of your hosts, Ken Pescator, joined by my two wonderful co-hosts, Melissa Pescator and Adam Tuttle. What's up?
What's up?
How's it going, everybody?
It's April Fool's Day, Sunday, April 1st. It's my dog's birthday today.
It is.
It's also April Fool's Day. It's Easter.
She's like a living Pokemon.
Our dog's name is Star, so we call her Starzard.
Starzard.
But anyway, this has been probably the most intense week of Pokemon Go. Dude, I don't even know. I sound like a fool because every week I keep saying this is the best freaking week of Pokemon Go ever, and it just keeps happening.
Well, you are a fool.
Yes.
That's why we
No,
love you.
honestly,
It is April Fool's Day.
it doesn't stop. It just keeps going. And like they didn't announce anything on the 8-bit thing. I don't know. Just so much news.
All right.
So much news.
I don't want to get ahead of ourselves, but check it out. This is what we're going to review on today's show, and there's a lot. So we're going to be moving at hyper speed. Ludicrous speed.
Go.
But on today's show, we have the research system. It's launched. Quests. There's so much to talk about here. I'm so excited about it. This came along with the 0.97.2 update. There was a teardown. We'll go over that. We'll talk about how Niantic got involved with April Fool's Day. Niantic also swung the ban hammer pretty damn hard over the weekend, which is fantastic. The Silph Road has gotten exceptionally creative and did some really cool stuff with the community. And then finally, we have some leaked information that we'll talk about where we don't have a lot of info on it. We don't have a lot of reputable info on it, but it's worth talking about because it could be something interesting that's going to impact the game in the coming days. Before we get into the stories, I do want to plug Patreon really quick. I want to thank Terry Wolf, our newest patron. Thank you so much,
Yay,
Terry. We really
Terry.
appreciate it.
Shout out to the wolf.
Yes, he checked out patreon.com/gottawatchemall and is now a supporter of the show, and we really do appreciate it.
You rock, dude.
It means the absolute world to us, and it's very cool that we have supporters that are getting involved at that granular type level. It's really cool to be a content creator and have this kind of community interaction. And I'm looking forward to doing some really cool stuff on Patreon with Slack and some other cool things. So get involved. We would really appreciate it. Patreon.com/gottawatchemall. Okay. The research system. I'm going to go first here because this was like the greatest freaking news ever. 4 days ago, we kind of get the APK teardown of 0.97.2. Inside of this update, there is a stupid amount of information regarding the quest system, talking about research, to all this information, and they follow it up with an official statement saying that this is going to be coming on March 30th. So we had like a 2-day heads up, and we knew that, 4 p.m. Eastern or whatever it was, that the game was going to shift and change. Now, I got to say this. It feels like a whole new game.
It does.
It feels like a whole new freaking game.
It's so much fun.
Because I now have direction. And it's like, okay, you could say, hey, is this like story mode? Is this like a single player experience? Now, it is and it isn't. But it's just enough guidance to give you that same kind of feeling where if you're playing a console game or shooter or something like that and you keep dying or you're stuck on a level and you're like, all right, just one more time, one more game. I got that complete vibe with this where
One more stop.
Yeah, it kept me driven, and it just gives you enough direction. And some of the stuff is menial. They're just like, bullshit tasks. You know what I mean? And it doesn't matter because it gives you direction.
I had a reason to actually catch a Weedle. I had a reason and a purpose and purposely went out of my way to catch a Weedle, and that's probably the first time in over a year that,
you had intention besides.
Intention.
All right. But the big thing that came along with this APK teardown and ultimately the research system was the special research portion of the quest system. It was all about Mew, and Professor Willow is back, and everyone just kind of got knocked on their ass with how unexpected this was, and unexpected but exceptionally welcomed. Everyone is so freaking excited. Look, Mew is the shit. Mew is awesome. Like, this is...
Yeah, we've been waiting for... Okay. Well, how long have we been waiting for Mew, guys?
Well, forever.
Like,
what's day one?
Like,
what was day
honestly,
one?
on it, how long have we been talking about it? And now, finally...
We have it.
We have him.
So,
well,
and
the
it's
ability to get him.
Yeah,
but you have to work for it.
You have to work for it, but I kind of love that you just have to work for it, and you're gonna be able to.
So they laid this stuff out, and I'm not going to go, into detail with breaking down exactly how the research system works, because I'm sure you have experience with it already, and it's not. I don't need to give you guys a tutorial. The fact that you have this never-ending field research that is just a constant meat grinder of content, of things to do, paired with the special research where you have this exceptionally focused and in some cases could be pretty tedious, story mode based, things to complete. It's the perfect balance between grinding and playing with true intent. Now, the interesting part was the first night we went out and, we were out catching Pokemon, and and I'm watching Melissa, and she's excited, and we got to get to the next stop. We got to do this. And I go, holy shit, you're grinding and you don't even know it.
And I said, no, I'm not. I'm doing research. And the other thing that it got me doing was wanting to go and battle gyms.
You did gyms. You're like, pull over.
Yeah,
she told me for the first time to pull over to do a gym because she had to battle a gym down.
Yeah.
It was great.
And I didn't even tell you, but on Saturday, when me and Josh, after we went food shopping, we saw a Whalmer on the way home, and I was just like, yo, let's stop and do this real quick. And we did. We stopped and we did it, me and him.
Yeah, because it's part of the special research. You got to get a rating.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, exactly. I need one more.
So... For me, this is a complete game changer. For Melissa, it's a game changer. Adam, I'm sure you're just as passionate about what this has done to the dynamic of the game at large. Like,
the turnover in gyms has been super high.
Yeah,
my Pokemon don't stay in all day anymore.
Really, that's interesting.
And the fact that you see people out there playing, and it's completely flipping their play style on its head in some cases. Where, if you're doing special research and you're trying to find ghost Pokemon, you may go out at night because the ghosts are going to be better spawns. That may not be in your normal Pokemon Go routine. It's changing the way people are playing the game.
Well, now you have 3 different ways to play. You can do your just straight up basic go and catch and spin your stops. The other thing I love about the field research is that you get the items. Yeah. You can discard as many field research things as you want. Spin a new stop, get a new agenda, and get new items for that. And that is awesome. Now you can't really complain about not being able to get a specific item because now you have chances that you didn't have. Incubators.
Oh, wait, I'm sorry. Did you say we can't complain?
Well, about that. There's many other things to complain about. And
seriously,
there was with you.
There was a field test that granted me 3. What was it? It was 3 max potions if I completed the task, and I just discarded it because I was like, I don't need that. You know what I mean? Like, I have 400 plus max revive, so I don't need that. But for somebody that really wants those max potions, like, that's huge for them.
Exactly.
Well, I spun a stop late at night, and it was to, win 3 raids. And so obviously I'm going to get rid of that because I have no possibility of completing that. Now, speaking of like playing with intention, like I'm on the mission now where I got to find a Ditto. So it's like now rooms have opened up on Discords, for people to call out Ditto locations and stuff. It's really brought the community together, and YouTube has been awesome. The YouTube content that the people have been putting out, over this whole thing has been fantastic. And shout out to Pokemon Master Holly, who did a 24-hour stream.
Yeah, man, she's a beast.
Honestly, I watched like 10 hours of it because I was just laying in bed the one night and I was just stayed up super late and I was watching it. And then I watched it the next day. And 24 hours into the thing, she finally gets Mew. And then get this shit. At the end of her 24-hour stream, while she's taking an AR picture of Mew, she's with DX1, and while she's taking an AR shot, someone steals her freaking bag that has her camera, her memory cards, her power cells, all her shit, her wallet, her house keys. Absolutely insane in the freaking daytime. And Philly streets,
savages, man.
Yeah, serious savages, but that was a total bummer. But the content that's been on YouTube has been amazing. And Prodigy's Nation, I think it was 17 hours after research launched, he had the Mew. Now get this. It took Holly 4 hours to find a Ditto, and this is 4 hours of hardcore just grinding spawns. Prodigy's Nation, when he unlocked the Ditto quest, his 5th Pokemon that he clicked on was a Ditto.
That's just luck.
Wow.
So that's going to be the game changer that's really going to hold people up. But,
yeah, I've been catching Ditto like left and right. So everybody's, to see online everybody freaking out about not catching a Ditto, I'm like, here I am complaining about catching Dittos, but everybody else is struggling to find them.
I haven't seen a Ditto in forever.
I caught one yesterday, and I was like, shit, he figures I'll catch it now, and then today I have the quest. But I rarely see them. But that's when, Go Plus is going to really be your best friend because you could just be catching, you could just let that catch all the bullshit Pokemon and hope that you're going to, see the progress meter, come up on screen because the Go Plus picked one up. But Adam, where are you at? Let's take a peek at where we're at in our field.
Oh my goodness.
In our special research. Open that shit. So the stamp thing is absolutely awesome. The fact that, you do your daily field research and get a stamp. And then at the 7th day, you're going to get, your main encounter. And what we've seen so far, and this is confirmed from Niantic in one of their promo videos for the field research, is Moltres will be a potential, random encounter. So because of that, we're going to talk about Moltres in the Battle Party segment.
What?
Yeah, see, I had to slip it in.
Damn.
But we'll talk about Moltres later, but this is completely changing the game, man. I think this is awesome for rural players. So if you're in a rural area and you're struggling to get raid groups together and you're excited about this, let us know. Send us your thoughts about this research system and how this could affect you, because you now have the chance to, be a solo player and still be able to encounter a legendary, which I think is awesome. And this game needed that kind of option.
Yeah. It allows me to have field researches that allow me to get extra balls. You know what I mean? So I'm going to catch 10 Pokemon. All right. I'm going to do that anyways. And I get like 1 or 2 spawns every, hour or so. So it's like, I can still make progress on a task, even if I'm at my house and there's no close by Pokestops or anything like that. I'm still making progress.
Yeah. You're always working towards something. It's just, it's so awesome. All right. Pokemon Ranger medal. So this is the medal that's going to count how many pieces of field research you've completed. I am up to 27. And I didn't play too much today. It is Easter today, so we were cooking and we entertained family at the house here today, so we were kind of wrapped up in that. I snuck out afterwards for a raid, and I heard Adam snuck out this morning for a raid. We'll talk about that in a minute too, because that was the greatest thing ever. But,
it was excellent,
Yes, I'm at 27 of 100. Where are you at with that medal?
I'm at 10 of 100.
Yo, get good, son.
I'm at 24 out of 100.
All right, and in my special research, I am on stage 5 of 8, so I'm on the Ditto stage right now. So I need a Ditto. And I need, I just turned over to 5 of 8, the 5th stage. And I went out someone posted in the Discord that there was a Ditto right before we recorded. I hopped my ass in the car, drove down there, and it had despawned. And when I get there, there's other cars driving around the neighborhood looking for it. So we're all like passing each other. Nope, nothing yet. It was so funny. But on my way back, I stopped at this one area, this one little park that is known for great spawns along a little lake. And I caught 2 ghost Pokemon, so I'm already 2 of 10 on that task. But where are you guys at with the special research?
I am, I guess, 3 of 8.
3 of 8.
Yeah. And I've got
So you just got to battle gyms.
I got to battle 2 gyms.
So there was an image that was floating around. I'll link to it in the description of, so it's a spoiler territory, but there was a link that was going around with the complete list of everything that you need to do on each of your special research stages. So if you want to kind of be prepared for that, take a look at that. But, Adam, where are you at?
I'm at 4 out of 8. All I need is 4 more candies walked with my buddy. So something simple. That's going to be easy. That's
I'd imagine you were smart enough to put a 1K, buddy.
Yes. Okay, so that's 4. Yeah. But I mean, I have 2K eggs that are about to hatch. I have a field research that is hatch an egg. So I'm going to be able to get that reward too.
One of the other really cool things I like about the research is they're stackable. So if you have multiple, like catch a weather boosted Pokemon, one can be catch a bug type Pokemon, and one can be do a great throw or something like that. You can get all 3. Yeah, it's awesome. And you see
the sound it makes is awesome.
I know.
And I also like that when you're using the Go Plus, that you actually see what happens on your screen before the Go Plus is done.
Because it like predetermines if it's going to catch or not as soon as you press the Go Plus. So like if you catch the Weedle, you'll know on screen before the Go Plus gives you the feedback that you caught it.
Yeah. So it's just like, oh yeah.
No, this was I don't know, it was a complete home run, and the road to Mew is awesome, and the fact that we can get Mew, and I don't want to talk too much, go into spoiler territory with the whole progression, so we'll get more in depth on the full Mew experience next week. But 2 things about Mew I want to mention. 1, Shiny Mew was found in network traffic. So no, it's unconfirmed yet that it's in the game. No one has found one in the wild yet, but it does look beautiful in the image that it was Trowels, that main dude from the Go Hub teardown team that's just constantly finding shit on the game, found this image, and it's just beautiful, beautiful Pokemon, the Shiny Mew.
Could you imagine if they did a Mew Community Day?
No.
That would be the greatest thing of all time.
It would break the internet. No, there's only one Mew. No, see, part of this thing is you get Mew, you one and done. This when you complete the quest, you can't do the quest over again. So you get one. So if you get shitty IVs or shitty moves, it is what it is. So
can you just run away and do it again?
I know, right? So, and speaking of moves, check this out. Mew has a ridiculously massive move set where it can get, I think it is 24 charge moves and 14 different quick moves. Hold on.
You can pretty much do as many TMs as you want to make it whatever you want. That's pretty awesome, though.
So
it gives you a reason to spend them.
Look at this. Quick moves. Steel Wing, Charge Beam, Shadow Claw, Volt Switch, Struggle, Dragon Tail, Frost Breath, Infestation, Poison Jab, Rock Smash, Snarl, Cut, Pound, Charge Moves, Psychic, Ancient Power, Dragon Claw, Psyshock, Ice Beam, Blizzard, Hyper Beam, Solar Beam, Thunderbolt, all the way down, Gyro Ball, Rock Slide, Glass Knot, like Wild Charge, Dazzling Gleam, Dark Pulse.
Do you know what makes that really cool? It makes Mew usable in almost any battle.
Sure.
Because you can modify him as long as you have TMs to whatever you need to fit your battle.
But if
that's why he's legendary.
If you're trying to get that ancient power move, you better be ready to spend freaking 20 TMs to get it. But I battled a Lugia today with a Mew in the group, and it is the cutest little thing on the screen against a Lugia. It is so small, like they nailed it. Like they make it so puny that it looks absolutely hilarious when it's attacking. It's so freaking awesome.
Wait, you saw one?
Paul has one. I told you.
Yeah, what? I didn't know that you actually saw it in real life. So you were able to look.
I saw it in real life.
Well,
yeah, it was in. He rated it. He used it in the raid party.
Were you able to hear it sound?
Yeah, it's amazing. It was so cool. It's freaking awesome. It's freaking awesome.
I guess the best word to describe Mew is versatile.
Sure.
And it has that as its ability on its EX card.
Yes.
Oh, that's
just to tie
cool.
that in there,
There's been some database work that the number crunchers have done, and there is a complete list of all the field research that's available. I'll link to it in the description. There was also a really cool developer insights article that Niantic put out on their blog that talks about how they develop the research system. Just kind of peels the curtain back a little bit and gives you a little bit of insight onto the development process, which is really cool. But I don't know, man. I am so freaking excited about this.
I, for one, would like to say thank you to our friends at Niantic for listening to all of us and giving us what we have been asking for. Like, it really shows that they're listening to the community and doing their best to give us what we want. And like, honestly, in a ridiculous time. Like, they have been putting out so much stuff over the last 6 months. Like, just they've been blasting us with
It's
stuff.
almost like they're talking to the content creators.
It's almost like they're listening to. They're almost like they're actually
like, hey,
listening
guys,
to us.
We have no idea what we're doing. Please help us.
Hashtag not sponsored.
Yeah, but it's cool. It's really cool.
No, man, it's been awesome. And Adam, has your community has Discord kind of changed? Like, are people?
Yeah,
communicating
there's nothing in Discord right now.
It's so weird.
It's so silent. And
yeah.
Everybody's on Facebook now. And it's just, and everybody's like happy, excited. Everybody's sharing their quest, footage and all this stuff. It's so cool to see that switch over, because literally, I mean, maybe I'm just not in the right Discord channel, but nobody's really talking.
No, I think it's because of the timing. It's with Lugia is leaving tomorrow. So Lugia leaves on the 2nd. So people, for the most part, are done with their Lugia experience. So they're so hyper focused on the quest system, on the research system, that, they forgot about raids a little bit, but not me and not Adam, because we were both able to go sneak out of the house and break away from family duties today to do some raids. I did 2.
I did 1.
And
we both got shinies.
Hell yeah.
But can I just say,
Hell
okay,
yeah.
so we went, I pull in, and we have about 9. And they're like, oh, okay, we're just waiting on one person. I'm like, oh, okay, whatever. So we get that one person in. And I'm like, okay, cool. I gotta get back. I gotta do the egg hunt with the kids. I don't get time to mess around. And so we're literally 3/4 of the way to knocking Lugia down. And 2 people show up. And they're like, hey, did you guys start without us? And we're like, oh, are you kidding me? And one of those kids and myself are the only 2 that have not received a shiny Lugia. And so we had back out. I was all bitter. I was like, oh, are you kidding me? But I was like, whatever. I would want them to do it for me. So I can't get too mad. And so we all jump back in, take it down super fast. And immediately everybody's like, anybody get shinies? Anybody? And it was me and that one guy that didn't have it that both got the shinies.
Yeah.
So I was like,
that's awesome.
I was like, guys, this is worth getting out of the car for. I'm taking AR pictures.
So in my group, I did Lugia number 20 and 21 today since it's been back. So I've done 21 Lugias, right? So I get there with the first group and everyone there has one except for me. And in the first raid, one dude, Jimmy, gets his second shiny. So that happened. And then we were like, all right, there's one more, and it was late. So we were fighting time. It was the last raid of the night. We go to the second one, and there's a much bigger group. We kind of connected with another arm of the group, and we were doing we actually did a tap and go because there was a Machamp that was spawning down the street. So we did the tap and go, and as soon as it spawned, as we're pulling out of the parking lot, I just put the phone out of the window. I'm like, shiny! I'm honking my horn and shit. It was everyone's throwing their arms up out of the window. It was so awesome.
That's awesome.
That is awesome.
The world's shittiest IVs, and I don't even care.
But it doesn't matter because you got the shiny.
Oh, mine was weather boosted.
Oh. No, mine's 71%, I think.
Yeah, mine's battle with the best of them, attack, and battle with the best of them.
Nice.
So, whatever, 13, 15.
Now it's going to be impossible for me to ever know what the IVs of my Pokemon are.
So let's talk about that. Let's talk about there was a wave of ban warnings from Niantic, and they've done this before, where you see that kind of black window with the red text that comes up on the screen and says, hey, we've identified something funky going on in your system.
And I love how the screenshot of it is somebody using that third party map.
I know when it first happened, it went like, online and you see like the D-pad, like, you know, the spoof controller, like overlay on the screen while they're looking at it, which I thought was great. But apparently they went after not just people that are using spoofing tools, but also specific IV calculators. Now, this is where things get a little wishy-washy, because IV calculators, you would think, why? They're not, how could that possibly break terms of service? You know, this and that. There's certain IV calculators that require your login credentials. And if you're using them, 1, you're dumb, and 2, you're dumb, and 3, you're dumb. No. If you're using them like,
and 4, you're not smart enough.
No, like if you're giving up your login credentials in some cases, which could be your Gmail credentials, you know what I mean, to a third party, that's just, it's ridiculous. Even Pokegenie, which I use, now I'm on iOS, so you have to import a screenshot into Pokegenie, but on Android, like Melissa has, there's an overlay function, and apparently the ban is hitting people that use like Calci IV and Pokegenie because they have the overlay function. Now, it's not affecting people that have used it on Android and not used the overlay function, but for some people on Android, that's the exclusive way they use the tool.
Yeah, like me.
So Melissa's like, shit, do I need to delete this thing now? And I'm like, you should delete that thing now.
I'm really upset about that because now I'm denied, you know, here comes the internet. Go ahead, say it. I'm denied the IV calculator, which makes my life very much more happy when I play the game. I'm denied the AR plus. My Go Plus barely works half the time, although I have cracked the code. I've cracked the code on how to do it.
She always says this.
No, I really cracked it.
She's got to like stand on one foot and like, you know,
touch her nose,
face northeast,
tap my head, pat my belly, spin around.
No, look, if you're using these, I mean, this all boils down to the conversation of, I think that we should be able to pull up a Pokemon on screen and just see the freaking IVs.
Yeah.
Like, why do they keep it, you know, a hidden stat? I don't know. It's,
the appraisal system
in the main
needs to be
series
changed.
games, it's overt. It's right there, you know, in addition to the EVs. So it's like, I don't understand why they make it so difficult, but I think that the masses of game players of Pokemon Go could handle seeing statistics for their Pokemon.
Yeah.
I don't think it'll blow too many people's minds up, but anyways. It is April Fool's Day. I do want to touch on this really quick. We opened up the app, was it yesterday? And they swap all of the sprites from their current, you know, normal looking, you know, 3D render, not necessarily a sprite, but they replace it with all the sprites from Sun and Moon for the Pokemon. So everybody looks...
Well, see, they didn't do it all at the same time. So it was like they were uploading a few at a time.
They were rolling it out, right?
Yeah, and it was just like, because you saw like a Spoink on one of the pictures, like regular Go, you know, that 3D image with the pixel art, you know?
It was like, I think people were saying that Gen 3, like, they would have Gen 1 and 2 were pixelated, and they still have Gen 3 Pokemon, you know, in a normal form there.
But they totally got me, though. I'll tell you that. They totally did, because when I first saw it, I didn't see, like, only some of them were there, and I was like, yo, what's going on here? And I'm like, this looks awesome. Like, I loved it.
So when I first saw it, I was like, oh shit, obviously this is April Fool's. I like this so much, I want them to keep it like this all the time. But now that I've looked at it for 2 days, I'm like, all right, I'm ready. I'm over it. But
well, still, we on our social medias, we've been discussing that,
right?
And we've had some input saying that like there should be a toggle switch where we can get that.
Yeah.
The only thing I don't like, the 2 complaints, is 1, the shinies aren't actual shinies,
right?
Yes.
Like they're not that color, which is okay. Like, not mad about it. And then the second thing is that Skiploom looks too much like Shiny Venusaur.
He does.
But we don't have Shiny Venusaur sprite. But it just, every time I saw that, I'm like, there's a Shiny Venusaur?
No, it is definitely cool. I think they said it's going to be going until the 7th. So a couple more days of the old school pixelated sprites, and then it'll revert back to normal. But I thought that was really cool that they did that just kind of as a little
I liked it too.
April Fool's thing. And it launched the day early here because it was April Fool's Day in Japan before it was for here. So that's why it kind of rolled out early, if you were wondering.
That makes sense.
Next thing I want to talk about is this really cool Silph Road kind of project. I don't even know how to explain what they've done here. So I recommend watching some of Trainer Tip's most recent videos. He's kind of involved in the narrative in telling the story of what's going on. But the too long didn't read version of what this is they released an app on Android only called the Item Finder. And they came up with this complete narrative story where across the world, there's geolocations that have items that, when found, would ultimately add to the story and tell the story that they're trying to, lay out here. And what this has done is it's brought community members together across the world, and it's almost like geocaching, where they're kind of using GPS to kind of find a specific location. And in some places, there's actual physical tokens just like geocaching. So Shermanator, if you're listening, this is like right up your alley. I want to know what you think of this. And if you have an Android, I want you to be our foot soldier here and give this a shot and let us know how this app works.
That'd be cool.
Because it seems like it's straight up geocaching. And the one they're showing from Houston, Texas, the guy is holding an actual Silph Road token in the Silph Road logo, which is so awesome. But
I want one.
I don't know what the main story is here, but there's a page worth of clues with bizarre images, and there's I looked at it and it's exceptionally deep. There's like a whole repository of zip files that you can download, and in each of these zip files there's a different location and different clues. It is awesome how detailed they've gotten with this.
Yeah, last I knew, Trainer Tips was locked in an elevator in Japan.
And if you go to the silphroad.com right now, the whole page kind of looks, staticky and kind of like it's been taken over. There's some kind of issue with the page. It's really cool narrative that they're doing here. But if you're using this or taking part in it, let us know how it is. And if people in your community are interested in this, because I think it's just really cool. And seeing these photos of people, actually finding these geocache locations and finding either something physical or digital that then ties back to the app and ultimately the subreddit. It's just so cool. It's just really, really neat. Interesting stuff that the community is getting involved like this. And Adam, I think it was you that called it when a couple weeks ago they were at GDC and you're like, they're making an app. They're making an app.
Yeah. I called it.
You did. You totally called it. I was like, that's it. That's why they were in business meetings all day, because, this has got to be a pretty significant undertaking to do. There was a leak on the Pokemon Go subreddit about a page that had popped up on Niantic's site, posted yesterday. It was dated the 31st, where it was called Team Rocket Racket. And it seemed like this new event that was coming to Pokemon Go, where there was going to be team-based competitions, where there would be certain prizes if certain Pokemon are caught by a certain team. There was going to be a medal that would show progress, all this cool stuff. And then they got pulled down offline, but there was a screen grab of this landing page. So I don't know, again, we've talked about on the show that kind of reporting this unofficial stuff or the leaky stuff, we don't really know where that goes, but when that Bulbasaur Community Day thing leaked, it ended up being true. So it's worth mentioning this Team Rocket Racket, because Pokemon proper, Pokemon.com, they are doing some kind of Team Rocket promotion right now. So it would make sense that there's going to be some kind of Team Rocket crossover into Pokemon Go.
Yeah, it would definitely tie in.
But on this page, it talks about how there's Team Rocket is going to be coming to gyms and, stealing all the Pokemon, and you have to battle them. And Meowth is, they show a picture of Meowth in the image. I don't know. I don't know what this could mean.
It's like a black gym with a Meowth head on the top.
It's so cool.
Yeah.
It's so awesome.
Which can only mean it's just going to be a raid, similar to a raid boss where you can't do it by yourself. You have to have multiple trainers. That's the only thing I can think of.
Well, what if you go there and there's an Arbok and a Weezing and Meowth and Wobbuffet? You know what I mean?
That'd be awesome.
That'd be so cool. That would be so cool.
Or you have to just take it down, by yourself, and they're all full health, or I don't know, something.
I don't know.
But that would be cool.
Again, it's speculation. This could have been the world's best Photoshop hack job. You know what I mean? Who knows? But it might be worth talking about because,
who knows?
This hype train just doesn't stop. If they continue at this pace where every week it's something new, this is how they're going to keep their players engaged. And last week, it went to number one on the top of Android's number one grossing adventure game app. So
awesome.
it's back to the top. So, I mean, the game is making, stupid money, so they're doing all the right things. They're also releasing more shinies. Shiny Murkrow is in the game now.
Ooh, exciting.
Oh
the
my
bane
gosh,
of my
you don't know how
fucking
many...
existence. I hate you, freaking Murkrow's the worst fucking Pokemon in the world. I hate it because...
I love it.
No, because
I love Honchkrow.
I have thrown like 30 balls at a Murkrow and it just laughs at me and won't fucking go in the ball, and I hate him.
Oh, see,
But now I'm clicking on every single one, and it's like, because I want to find the shiny. And the shiny is awesome. It's like a beautiful shade of fuchsia.
Ooh.
Fuchsia? I
like
thought we were just
fuchsia.
calling it a pink Murkrow.
It is kind of pink. More shinies in the game means what Melissa was talking about earlier, making the mundane task kind of interesting, because, if I'm one to catch every Pokemon on the screen, but if there's going to be a Pokemon I'm going to skip, it's going to be fucking Murkrow.
No, one of the field quests is it's catch 3 Pidgey or Murkrow.
Yeah.
Good
So
to
there
know.
you go.
Oh, and little pro tip here. I caught a Pidgeotto when I had that Pidgey quest active, and it counted towards the Pidgey. So going upwards, like if it's asking you for a nice throw and you get a great or excellent, that will count. And if it's asking you to catch a Pidgey or a Weedle, you can catch them or their evolved forms, and it'll count as well. And a bunch of YouTubers were showing this, and I think they kind of jumped the gun a little bit, where the first special quest that you need to do is to spin stops. And when you spin the photo disc at a gym, that would count as a stop, but only for that special quest. You can't spin a photo disc at a gym and get new field research. It only counted as a Pokestop in that first special quest.
Yes.
So that won't count. Couple quick things to touch on before we get into our battle party.
Battle party.
There's going to be a big German event that they're kind of touting what could be like the second Go Fest, where it just seems like the location and everything that they're looking at could handle up to 100,000 people. So this could be like Go Fest 2, which is a little disappointing because I wish they did that here, but it's cool that they're going back to the large scale format. And I think that would be really cool if they pull this off. And, maybe if they can prove the concept in Germany that they could work, some investors and locations would be willing to, let them do it back in the States. So we'll see if that goes well. But that's something to note. There's also, another wave of EX raid passes went out. I got another fucking EX pass.
Of course you did.
As did I.
So
of course you did too.
I went and caught my Mewtwo last week on Friday. So I have my second Mewtwo, which was a decent one. But for a couple days, I had 2 EX raid passes in my inventory at the same time, and I felt very special.
You are special, Ken.
Yeah, that's got to be such a cool feeling.
That was really cool. But Adam and I have them mine is on April 7th. What date is yours?
Might as well.
Yeah,
Mine's April 7th.
So
It's
Saturday,
at like 10:45.
April 7th, I'm working, so I might have to do some shenanigans to get out of work for a little while, or I might have to break the terms of service and have Melissa drive down to my job and grab my phone and go do it for me. Because there's no way I'm freaking missing that. We've got bigger Pokemon coming into the game. We've got Mew coming into the game. It's worth talking about what's going to happen. I want to go into speculation mode here with Lugia going away tomorrow. The 8-bit sprites for Latios and Latias were found in the network traffic. Could this be some kind of inclination that they're going to be the next Pokemon released as legendary raid bosses when Lugia goes away?
Maybe.
Or do you think they're going to go back and bring the birds back with their shiny forms? They also found all the shinies for like Ho-Oh and Zapdos.
We'll see. I think, in my opinion, I think that the birds will just be those 7-day streaks at a random pace. We'll get either one of the 3, and then they could be shiny. I think that's how they're going to do that.
You know what? I didn't even
think of that.
I didn't even think of that. That might be a good way. And again, that's not going to alienate people that are just like so hungry for new content, because they could say, "Oh, I already have Moltres, I already have Zapdos," but
it could be shiny.
Shit, if Latios and Latias come like brand new legendaries, that's exciting. And coming off the heels of the research, like I'm telling you, they're like
coming hard.
They're coming hard.
They're coming hard.
It's so awesome.
Or they finally give us a break and then just drop this rocket thing.
I don't know. I don't think there's ever going to be a lull in raid, in legendary raid bosses. I think there's always going to be something active. I don't know.
It's too much.
The raid fatigue is real. Well, I mean, I did 22 Lugias. I did 10 in one day, but I was feeling the burn for sure. And Lugia was only 2.5 weeks. So I don't know. Maybe they'll do Latios for 2 weeks and Latios for the next 2 weeks. I don't know, but it's fun to speculate. And then finally, I now have a real reason to go to New Zealand because they're doing an unknown event at the Armageddon Expo, and you're going to be able to get the ARMGEDON unknown at that event, which is freaking
pretty big,
really cool.
The top on the plane.
See how it spells out Armageddon.
Looks
so
really awesome.
Cool. There's a really cool logo they put together, but I want to go to New Zealand so bad. That's such like a bucket list place for me. I want to go.
I just want to go anywhere outside of New Jersey. That'd be swell.
No way. Jersey's awesome.
I just want to get out of here for a little bit. I always want to come back, but I just need to explore. My inner trainer.
Flight from Boston to New Zealand, only 1,247.
Not too bad. I'm telling you that one day Nick from Trainer Tips posted it and I checked out the link. It was $350 flights to New Zealand. Damn, should have went.
I keep dreaming, babe.
Yep. All right, let's wrap up the show by talking about our battle party. Battle party. All right, Moltres. We know Moltres is coming back to the game. It was confirmed by Niantic proper in their research video. So let's talk about Moltres. It's been a while since we've seen it. A lot of the guides online are outdated because they didn't have Gen 3. They didn't have, shifts in the new move sets. So I'm going to link to the GoHub Moltres raid guide, but just be aware that it's outdated. So some of the stuff we'll talk about is going to be a little bit more current. But anyway, Fire Flying type. This is a great combo to have. 41,953 CP. 100% CP capture is going to be 1870. Now, there was no weather system when Moltres was around the first time, so I didn't see a weather boosted max CP here. So once people start seeing this in the wild, we'll get that information out, I'm sure. Interesting weaknesses here. 2 times weakness to rock, and then also standard weakness to water and electric. So this is where, when the birds first came out, Golem was like the center of the meta, because a Golem with 2 rock moves is fantastic to use against the birds. So if you have a Golem, that's going to definitely be, the center point of your party. Water and electric. Kyogre wasn't around when Moltres came around the first time. Also, the Waterfall quick move wasn't around. So if you had Gyarados, you were probably running Bite Hydro Pump or Water Gun Hydro Pump, not Waterfall. So now you have the benefit of doing a Waterfall Hydro Pump. But here's our best counters, and then we're going to talk about who each of us would bring to the to a party here. Golem with Rock Throw Stone Edge, by far the best counter against Moltres. Tyranitar with Bite Stone Edge. Gyarados Waterfall Hydro Pump. Kyogre Waterfall Hydro Pump. For some diversity, let's put Amistar on the list with Rock Throw Rock Slide. And just to put an electric Pokemon in there, let's bring Raikou, of course, with Volt Switch Wild Charge. So, I was able to get, with Lugia, I was able to get out of my system the 6 different Pokemon party, because that was important. I wanted to have a party that I could do that with. Now, I could go the real shitty way and just bring 6 Golem, because I have 6 Golem. Or I could bring 3 Golem and 3 Tyranitars. But I'm going to decide against it to let some diversity in here, but I'm going to lead and anchor with Golem. So that way I've got a nice little Golem sandwich. And in between, I'm going to put Tyranitar, Gyarados, Kyogre, and Raikou. That way I'm going to have my rock attackers, I have water attackers, I have electric attackers. One of my Kyogre also has the electric move, so I could bring that one and again play to the fact that I could have a stab on the quick move with weakness, and then get the weakness off on the electric move too for the charge move. So there could be some diversity here, but I'm bringing Golem, Tyranitar, Gyarados, Kyogre, Raikou, Golem. That's my party. I'm sticking with it. Adam, what are you bringing?
All right, I'm bringing my 100% Golem.
Damn you.
I'm bringing my 98% Tyranitar, my 100% Vaporeon. I'm going to bring my Gyarados and my Kyogre with Waterfall and Thunder.
Yep.
And then I'm going to bring Melodic just to get some use out of it.
That's a good call. Okay. I have not used my Melodic once in battle at all, ever.
Well, so it's just I was thinking about it, and it's like, it gives me a reason to power it up and use it.
Melissa, what are you bringing?
I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna bring Feraligatr because he's got good moves, and my Suicune and Kyogre and my Golem, Gyarados and Raikou.
Okay, so a lot of the Pokemon that we're all bringing are Pokemon that pretty much everyone's going to have in their lineups. So you will be prepared for Moltres. And under most circumstances, if you've been playing this game or you're at the point where you're listening to podcasts about this game, you're going to have a Golem, a Tyranitar, a Gyarados, and probably Kyogre, Raikou. So you're going to have Pokemon that are going to be good against Moltres. But I like the Melodic. I think that's kind of cool. And, switching up the moveset on Kyogre. But for Alligator, sure. Again, finding reasons to use specific Pokemon is a good thing. Bust them out and give them a little love,
Yeah.
So that's good. That's really good.
That's good.
It's good.
Sweet.
Oh,
it's great.
So I like
great.
It's 11:03 at night. If I could, I would go out and play right now. Like that's I'm so
right
excited. Like I have no field research right now because I finished everything up, and it's like I just want to go out and spin 3 stops so I could get it because I'm on a spawn point, so I could play this game with intent in my house because bug Pokemon spawn. I can get my throw bonuses. Man, they did a smash up job with this one.
Good job, guys.
Good job.
Thanks a lot.
Buckaroos.
Well, no, see, my quest or whatever, I need 4 more kilometers to walk to get like that one completed, and then I can start my Ditto and Ghost Pokemon.
That's that buddy Pokemon. They push on it, but next week we'll definitely get into spoiler territory with the Mew quest line because everyone will have some time behind the wheel. Yeah, we'll see how that goes, and we'll also be able to talk about whatever new legendary they bring back, and maybe it'll be Moltres, maybe it'll be someone new, but we'll update our Battle Party segment to be relevant to whatever is out there in the wild at that time. But that's pretty much going to wrap up the show.
They'll announce it tomorrow, and you'll put a bumper, so they'll already know what's going on.
Yeah, you know what? They probably will because Niantic is notorious for releasing news on a Monday, which when you record on Sunday nights is a bitch.
Yes.
Because then I'm recording the bumper like, hey guys, before the show starts, I just want to let you know about all this wonderful news that we just learned about that we can't talk about for another 8 days. But no, stay tuned for that. But that's pretty much going to wrap everything up. Adam, you got anything else?
No.
Awesome. I was worried that this episode would run long. We actually came in quick. I've been in machine gun mode because there's so much. I'm so excited.
It is very exciting.
It's so exciting.
Got you amped up.
I am
fired up.
I am fired up. It's so good. So good. I want to go play.
Right? I just want to walk up and down my road.
Be sure to check out GottaWatchEmAll.com for everything that we do. Connect with us on social media. Shoot us an email, info@luredup.com. We are at GottaWatchEmAll on Twitter. We're on Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, all that stuff.
Good social stuff.
All that social stuff.
Be social with us.
He's MySpace.
Nice.
Friendster. I was on Friendster.
There you are. Were you really?
I was totally on Friendster.
You're so cool, Brewster.
And then I used to make fun of you about when you used MySpace, remember?
But you were on Friendster.
I know, but yeah, because the cool kids were on Friendster, and all the trendy, nerdy people were on MySpace.
Well,
Are you talking about me again?
All right, guys, that's going to wrap everything up. Thank you so much. We'll see everyone next week. Have a good day. It was Either Zan, Talwego. Peace out.
Cub Scouts.
Cub Scouts.
Good night.
Good night.
Adios, amigos.
It's on this morning.